time to do our morning show.
Wonder how this will go.
Come and watch two guys grow old. These are the days.
If we get a YouTube page,
We'll just stream on D Live then. Mr. We
We
could use a man like Donald Trump again. I live in a redneck state.
everybody here's irate.
Man, this intro sure sounds great.
These are
the days.
I'm back.
Yes, you are. How's that baby doing?
I just drowned it. I got a bucket of water head first. That was the end of that. I'm too old to have a child. I'm not going to take that demon spawn and make somebody else raise it. I just got rid of it, Bob.
Well, you should cash in on it and get some money for all them organs.
Oh, you know what? I think they have to stay alive for the Democrats to like take that stuff out of them that makes them young. Because our president sure does need some more.
Oh, you mean adrenochrome? Yeah, they have to get some of that. Well, they give him a voter ID card too first, real quick.
Okay. I want to thank Soft for filling in for me. You commie pinko Democratic.
Oh, stop! He's center, man.
He's center my ass.
Yeah, compared to all the other lefties, he's pretty damn in the middle.
Okay, you keep defending him. That's fine. All I know is there was a couple of stories you were doing yesterday as I was driving home from the doctor's. I was screaming my radio. What are you talking about? I was doing a show in my truck for no one. But no, thank you very much, Saul, for filling in. I appreciate it.
I'd have brought you in. All you had to do is comment, and
yeah, that's fine.
You got a comment there. You should put up.
I commented, but I just no, it was fine. Looks like Fred's going to miss you, or you're just going to get a couple showers. It's going to go to the east of you. Tropical storm Fred.
I'll be honest with you. I got hit by Fred back in 1997, 98.
Oh, yeah?
And he had changed my life.
It's not the tropical storm Fred, is it? It's the...
Oh, I thought you were talking about Limp Bizkit.
Limp Bizkit?
Yeah.
It's funny. I don't know. I mean, I've heard of Fred Durst, but I really don't know what he looks like. If he could walk by me and I wouldn't even know who he is.
Well, there's a photo there.
I did see the photo. He kind of looks like
his hair kind of reminds me of what the satellite image of Tropical Storm Fred.
Did you? All right,
yeah.
Let me share this. See if I can share. So show everybody.
You want to share one? I'll share the other to make it easy for you.
Well, let's try that.
I'll share him.
Let's see if this works. Yeah, there he is.
Oh, well, you shared him. So
yeah, that's him, right?
Yes. Yeah. Well, that's him now.
Right.
He's got the dad look now, I guess. That's his thing. He was known for the backwards hat, and that's why I get crap for having my goatee and my little soul patch and whatnot, and the backwards hat, because he used to wear a red cap, backwards, and that was his thing. And now he's doing the dad thing.
He's got the 60s glasses. He's got the Hulk Hogan Fu Manchu. And definitely needs a hairstylist, because that look is just...
I think he created that look. Here, I'll share mine, and you'll see why I said that this reminded me.
I don't get that, because that's just a storm. You mean just because it's white?
Well, his hair looks like a storm hit it, and it turned it a different color.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Again, you pick it, but I mean, he just... back in the day they used to say that there's a time where you're too old to rock and roll, and
no, you're never too old to rock and roll. I'm sure there's a song about that somewhere.
Well, that one says, "I hope I die before I get old." Talking about my generation, the Who.
Oh, you picked that one because the guy stutters in it. Ha ha! It's a funny joke.
Talking about my generation.
Oh, do I get to make donut jokes now? No. They Limp Bizkit actually canceled their tour. They had come out, I think, at Lollapalooza or something like that, and they just decided to cancel it because it's irresponsible right now for them to take part in anything that involves, gathering together. So, must be nice to have that kind of money.
Well, yeah, I guess they're making. What year did the music industry basically stop making money? I think they're part of it, but somewhere in the 2000s, I think that is when the music industry basically stopped making money. Like, in other words, not like they used to.
We have a comment that says that their brother lost his bicycle shop to Fred. Now, does that mean Fred Durst or the Storm Fred? Like,
well, I think
Limp Bizkit come and trash your brother's bicycle shop.
My brother lost his bicycle shop to Fred, then rebuilt it from scratch, and finally went out of business for good
because of the
coof. What's a coof? Anybody know what a coof is?
The coof.
Is that Fred? Is the
it's a acceptable term for coronavirus and COVID-19 and all that, because they just call it the coof because if you say the other words, the actual terminology, you might get put on some, algorithm may look at your shit or whatever.
Oh, here we go. Bob is the only person who's fully committed to the podcast and made it to every episode. Well, there you go. It's 7 episodes. Hey, congratulations, Bob.
Well, you technically only made it to 5 in the Rubberneckers.
That's true, but Rubberneckers was only 6.2. This is 7. We're
on episode 7.
We're on episode 7. It's 6. We've officially made it longer than Rubberneckers, the Rubberneckers podcast. It's really weird. I've been podcasting since 2012, and the very first time I go viral is for rage quitting a podcast.
Rage quitting a show that was put together to troll each other.
Yeah. And the 2 minutes and 40 something seconds of me screaming and yelling and cursing. Who knows? But I got to go with the same fact that every once in a while we lose our shit. And basically that's what everybody's here for, is to lose their shit. I mean, they want to see something like that, like some kind of argument or fight. It's interesting to watch.
Well, the interesting thing is that what you didn't know during your rage quit is that I had lost my shit on that show too, not because of the show. I lost my shit during that show. But when I lose my shit like that and I'm put into a live stream, I just keep quiet.
Oh, yeah.
I had, I had somebody come in a room and kind of, put something in my head that was swimming around in there during the show. So rather than allow it to make me be a complete asshole during the show, I just kept my mouth shut, and I was over here running around with my thoughts in my head, and I couldn't really focus on the show. So I lost my shit too, just in a different way. We all have different ways of dealing with stuff. You are very verbal and loud when you deal with stuff. I keep mine to myself.
Oh yeah, I went full asshole.
But it was great.
It is what it is. It's out there now.
Like
nothing you do about it. Right. At least I had my shirt on and no one saw my moobs.
Well, technically, if they saw the background of that show, we saw your moobs.
Yeah, well, that's cartoon moobs. My cartoon moobs are different than my real moobs. Like, I don't mind cartoon moobs. They can be as droopy as they want to be.
Well, Colin was trying to be the digital Banksy, and he created a supper version of all of us. Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, why was I in the front? I don't understand it. Again.
Well, you took up half the image, which I think was rude.
I didn't do the cartoon.
No, I know you didn't.
Right.
Oh,
it's like when you take a fish and you hold it towards the camera to make it look bigger. Like, I'm big enough. I'm big enough. You don't have to put me in the front to make me bigger. I'm
surprised he quit playing a leaf blower simulator long enough to do something else.
I still don't get the game where you go in to a game and blow leaves around when you can go outside with an actual machine and blow leaves around. Actually do something.
I'm not a big gamer these days, but I found a game that I'm really interested in, but I'm also frugal. Like, I don't have to have the game right now. I'm not one of those, I go to have it now. I'm going to pay full price. So I added it to my wish list, and I'm going to wait. What they do is when you add it to your wish list and they have like a deal on it, you'll get a message saying, hey, this game is on sale. So when it goes on sale, I want to buy it. It's Lawnmower Simulator.
Ah, I knew it. Here we
kidding.
go. Here's a little behind the scene. Originally, you were smaller, and Dave told me to enlarge you.
Oh, the truth comes out.
The truth comes out.
Yeah, I didn't. Sorry, I'm addressing comments. Dave said there's Power Washer, simulator too, and I'm just not interested in the Power Wash. I've watched. I think it was Devin play that. It was either Devin or Colin, and it just. I've got there's a lot of flaws in that game because I've actually done power washing and I know of what's involved, and that game needs a lot of work.
Here's the thing: go buy a power washer, and then make a little business, and go power somebody's wash for real, and make a little money. I don't know. I want to say kids, but they're not kids. They're in their 20s, 30s. Shit,
I was watching them
40s.
I watched them the other day. They were power washing a treehouse. Now, who does that? Nobody. Nobody pressure washes a treehouse.
I was watching them pretend to pressure wash a treehouse.
I read an article the other day, just a short little article that said if you have a treehouse in your backyard that's in good shape, your home will sell for 2.2% higher price.
Really?
That is, I could not believe that. I would see that as
something I got to tear down. Yes,
I would see that as a thing I have to tear down because my grandkids are going to want to go in it immediately and then fall out of it and break their arm,
exactly,
or their leg, or their neck.
Right. Although it is a way of teaching your kids how to get, about fear and not to be. You can't bubble wrap kids. If your kid hasn't broken a bone or got stitches by the time they're 12, you're overprotecting them. That's what I'm saying.
Dave says games aren't about realism. Okay, well, could you imagine if your parents, John, wanted to teach you how to change the oil on a car, and they're like, "Here, I'm going to download you Oil Change Simulator."
I got to, something. The kids today, young adults.
Here we go, Boomer Bunker.
They don't know how to change oil. They don't know how to pressure wash a house. So maybe changing your oil, if it was somewhat realistic, might actually help them be able to change their own oil.
Right.
And that doesn't mean stick your finger up your ass. That's what I'm saying.
Why'd you have to go there with it?
I'll check your oil,
I mean, that's a euphemism, but yeah, why'd you have to go there with it, really? So.
All right. What do you want to do first there, Bob? Where do you want to go now?
Oh, real quick, I'll check morning wood and pass some gas. Wood is virtually unchanged in price. The average price of a gallon of go-go juice in this country is $3.18. Bitcoin is currently up just a little bit at 48,000, and Doge is currently down a couple of cents from yesterday at 32.14 cents. So that's where we are in those things. If Bitcoin goes up anymore, I'm gonna have to turn on my mining rig and start mining again. Yeah,
it's gonna be worth it because it takes a shit ton of electricity to do it.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I was doing around $22 a day when it was above like 50,000. So I mean, that's pretty good for just turning on your rig and just walking away from it. So,
are you a Bob Dylan fan?
Who? Oh, you mean Dylan?
Yes, Bob Dylan.
You can bring up the topic of the moon. You want me to bring it up, or are you going to bring it up?
No, I'll bring it up. He is being accused of drugging and sexually abusing a minor in 1965.
Oh, I saw Tristan share this one, and he said 70 years ago. I'm like, you can't do math. It was 55 years ago.
Okay. A complaint filed in the Manhattan Supreme Court on behalf of a woman who's going to be referred to as JC. It alleges the legendary musician befriended, established an emotional connection with the plaintiff to lower her inhibitions with the object of sexually abusing her, which he did. Now, This came out 6 years ago.
Abusing.
How
does she know the intention was abuse?
Well, I think it was part of the song. You're 12 years old. You're kind of fine. I'm gonna give you some wine and abuse you. No?
I never listened to Bob Dylan music, so I'm sorry. That was more your generation, to be honest.
Yeah, I guess it was.
I was older than me, man.
I was a little young for it, though.
Yeah.
But I mean, she's 65 now, or no, she's 68. She's 68, and when she
was 13 at the time.
Yeah, give or take a month or two.
It was 1965. That's 55 years ago, 56 years ago. So,
Manbrain says, or Dave says that it's great for a machine that costs Bob $14K. It'll pay for itself by 2068. I don't know. I thought
$820 for the machine. I got a deal on it. It's like a $2,500 Alienware rig. Anyway,
there we go. So my problem with this is, why so long? Why did this take so long?
Repressed memory. Sometimes you can go into like therapy and they'll bring back stuff. I mean, I've had that happen to people in my life too, that they block things out for 30 years and it comes back all at once. And then they start talking to others and they're like, yeah, don't you remember that when this and that? And they're like, oh yeah, I do.
Okay. So let's say you're right. Let's say she had a repressed memory. She was listening to a song. Bob Dylan came on and she was like, oh my God, he got me drunk and diddled me. I mean, how much money do you think? This is a money grab. That's all this is. So she wants Bob Dylan to throw some money at her to make this go away. And then they said they were going to fight it. So now they leaked it to the press. So now this is to put more pressure on him to give her some money. She doesn't want this to go to court. It's not going to work. There's no way that 56 years later, there's no evidence to this. There's no way they're going to be able to prove this. So this is basically a money grab. And the reason I say this is because Governor Cuomo had legislation that's going to close, and it's called the look back window. So if this wasn't filed before August 14th, 2020, or I'm sorry, August 14th, 2021, then she couldn't do this. So basically she filed this now, and this is just a money grab. This is bullshit.
Well, he's 80 years old now.
Right. You know what I say? Fight it. Fight it. Maybe he diddled her. Maybe he didn't. But come on. 56 years ago?
I think it's getting a little ridiculous. I get, we've had arguments before in regards to people coming out on Bill Cosby and people coming out on others. You and I have argued about Governor Cuomo, that it's been a little while, and come on, why are these women waiting 10 years to come out? And you kind of take up their side, and you were like, well, they work for the guy. They don't want to lose their job or cause that kind of an issue. They're young. They don't want to create that rift in their resume, I guess. And I think you can't argue that this is a little bit past a virtual statute of limitations.
Yeah, it's past the expiration date. You can't, it's just not that long ago.
This milk is sour.
If he did, I mean, it's terrible. You know what? I'll do the white person thing. That is the least thing that you can do to make it sound like you care. Thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers to you for your alleged sexual abuse in 1965 at 12 years old. It's a shame. I get it, but what are you going to do?
I went to the club the other night and it was all thoughts and players. That was a bad joke. All right, I'm out of here.
Don't leave again, because we'll have.
I think we have that fixed, don't we?
I don't know.
You want me to test it?
No,
I'll test it.
I don't want you to.
3, 2, 1. Hey, I'm still here. I fixed it.
We did fix it. All right.
Hey, fish.
Hey, look, you're back.
See, I fix things, John.
You're the man.
You break them, I fix them.
Right.
So did you pull the video?
I just want to do this one. I'm a big fan of Thunder and Lightning. Not afraid to get by
I'm
it.
too.
I just love to watch it. I just love to watch. It's amazing. So this is one where lightning hits the Washington Monument. And again, with the camera. Keep the camera fixed. We almost lost this amazing video because the guy dropped the camera. Oh, little blur.
He's probably at the Lincoln Memorial there. Blam.
Oh, he didn't. But watch, I'm going to run this back. It's
Run
pretty
back.
amazing. I mean,
It's a hell of a bolt of lightning.
all right. Well, watch when it first look at that.
Wow.
That's when it first hit. And then it goes from there to this. And then out it goes.
That's amazing.
It is pretty amazing. I love a good lightning bolt. Not going to lie.
We went to DC in October of 2019, and we made a couple of attempts to go to the Washington Monument. You get to go up in it, whatever. And it's just headaches. Like we're just nah. It was just like too long of lines, whatever, and there were just so many other things to do. So we went and did those things. But Washington DC was amazing. I loved it there.
I know this is we don't want to do a lot of politics on this show, but yesterday they were having flights out of Afghanistan, and they were actually hanging on to the plane.
Yeah, this is in Kabul.
Right. So the C-130 takes off, and people are hanging on to the running gear, and
I believe I can fly.
whoops,
That's not nice.
I'm sorry.
That's mean.
They couldn't fly.
I thought you were going to use Jeff Dunham's Ahmed.
Well, the thing is, I don't know how they thought they think they were actually going to hold on to the running gear until they got out, until the plane landed, or how long did they think they were going to go? I just didn't make any sense to me.
Next time you have that kind of an idea, text me and I'll be like, okay, you do your song over it. I'll do my song. What I hear when I, and we can compare notes, and then maybe the audience can vote on which one was more more rude or funny, whatever. So
Yeah, well,
it was pretty funny.
I mean, the Afghan army folded worse than France in World War II. I mean,
We
let's
saw
get
them.
we can get into this later if we have time. I don't want to make this all politics, but I did want to show that we did try to train them. So we get back. Oh, hang on. Here we go. They can't do jumping jacks. Look, they up and down. No. How can they not do jumping jacks?
This is like every PE class in America today.
Mate, no. Maybe
Yeah.
preschool. It's jumping jacks.
You've seen these kids today, man. They're the R word.
They're retarded. Yes.
Well, I'm over here watching the YouTube check mark to make sure it doesn't get unchecked.
Oh, so what?
Yeah, I don't care if we get kicked off of every platform.
I mean,
there's workarounds. There's workarounds, ways you can say it and disavow, but still say it.
I could do a jumping jack now. You trolls in the troll room. I could do a jumping jack. I'm not doing it, but I could.
My wife's in the chat and she said, I bet they can do jumping jacks on a simulator. Actually, she typed and said simulator, so that's a totally different thing. What are you thinking out there, honey? What's on your mind?
A simulator.
Yep. Jumping jack PE simulator. Okay, guys, run a mile. Hold on.
Yeah, we're going to run a mile. Yeah.
I'm going as fast as I can with one hand. I'm interested in this. I haven't opened it because I'm afraid that if I open it, it'll it's like, peeking at your Christmas gifts. The Abbott and Costello thing.
Well, it's a new one, and I thought maybe we could try to do this. It's going to be tough because it's.
Well, you're going to have to be You're gonna have to be Costello because I don't think I can do that high of a voice.
So you want to be Bud? You want to be
I can't do that.
All right, you want to try it?
Dude, I never even watched the show. I've just heard clips of it. So
It's basically a parody of the Who's on First, What's on Second, I Don't Know Who's on Third.
oh, I haven't seen that.
You've never seen
this is no, I get it. So you want me to be Bud?
Yeah, you be Bud.
Okay.
Let's try it. See if it works.
I got to bring it over here because
Take your time. It's all right. We got time. It's not a big deal.
it closed on me. There we go. Show full description. There we go. Are you ready?
Yep, let's do it.
This is gonna suck.
Let's try.
Hey, you can't come in here.
Why not?
Well, because you're unvaccinated.
I'm not sick.
Doesn't matter.
Why doesn't it matter? That guy gets to go in,
Because he's vaccinated.
but he's sick.
It's all right. Everyone in here is vaccinated.
Wait a minute. You're saying everyone in here is vaccinating.
Yes.
So then I can't go in there with everyone who is vaccinated?
Because you'll make them all sick.
How will I make them sick if I'm not sick and they're vaccinated?
Because you're unvaccinated.
But they're vaccinated.
But they can still get sick.
So what the heck does the vaccine do?
It vaccinates.
So vaccinated people can't spread COVID?
Oh, no. They can spread COVID just as easily as an unvaccinated person.
I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Look, I'm not sick.
Okay.
And the guy you let in is sick.
That's right.
And everybody in there can still get sick even though they're vaccinated.
Certainly.
Why can't I go in again?
Because you're unvaccinated.
But I'm not asking who's vaccinated or not.
I'm just telling you how it is.
Never mind. I'll just put on my mask.
That's fine.
Can I go in?
Absolutely not.
But I have a mask.
Doesn't matter.
I was able to come in here yesterday with a mask.
I know.
So why can't I come in here today with a mask? I say because I'm unvaccinated again and damn it, I was almost through it. So why can't I come in here today with a mask? And if you say because I'm unvaccinated again, I'll break your arm.
Hey, take it easy, buddy.
So masks are no good anymore?
No, it's still good.
But I can't come in.
Correct.
Why not?
Because you're unvaccinated.
But the mask prevents germs from getting out.
Yes, but people can still catch your germs.
But they're vaccinated.
Yes, but they can still get sick.
But I'm not sick.
You can still get them sick.
So then masks don't work?
Masks work quite well.
So how in the heck can I get vaccinated people sick if I'm not sick and masks work?
Third base.
And see. Almost.
You almost did it.
Almost. I have one line.
Yeah.
It's basically what they're saying, isn't it?
Now I'm going to get crap about doing more
Oh,
COVID.
don't worry about the fucking trolls.
COVID. Mask. It's, I mean, yeah, I talked about it, yesterday that, just because like this vaccine doesn't mean it's going to prevent you from getting it. It just helps you. If you do get it, odds are you're not going to die from it or get very, very, very sick. Like I did. I got very, very, very sick from it. And it was misery. If I knew that there would be no adverse effects from the shot and I had not had, that kind of thing, I would recommend it to everybody, but I don't know enough about it. It hasn't been out even a year yet. So I'm afraid to, recommend it to anybody. Now, would I recommend getting COVID like I had? If you're in good health, yeah. If you're in bad health like I am or not, I don't take care of myself. So it kicked my ass. It drug me down through there, like they say.
Hey, in New Jersey, our great Governor McBeaver Teeth, now is setting up where you can get, if you're immune compromised, now you can get your third shot of Pfizer.
Actually, it was on the news this morning. I watched the big three, CBS, ABC, NBC. And when they got through doing their big intros with all the this topic, that topic, it was because it was Afghanistan, and then it was Tropical Storm Fred is slamming into the coast and raining torrential downpours.
It's just rain and windy.
It's rain and 45-mile-an-hour winds. It's not going to kill anybody. So when they got done with that, they started going into that. It's approved starting, I think, either today or tomorrow. Anybody who is 8 months past their last shot can go in for a booster.
Damn.
They are here. They announced that they are opening up the local, drive-through park where you can drive through and get your booster shot. They said starting tomorrow, anybody who's 8 months or more past their last shot could go in and get their booster.
So for me, it would be November. I would be eligible for the booster.
So, well, I think what this is, does this mean that if you had both shots and now they want you to get a booster after 8 months, does that mean you're not fully vaccinated now? If you don't go and get the booster, can you not get into, restaurants and things like that up in, say, New York, whatever?
No, you need to be vaccinated. You need your vax card.
Fully vaccinated. So that includes a booster now.
Right.
So this is, they're just, no matter, you reach the damn line that they drew, and then they move the line.
I normally don't let Dave's comments come on here. Everybody needs to do our bit to contribute to the unraveling of society. Civilization, I don't think that's spelled right,
that's the Australian spelling.
It is?
You know that shirt that I have right here?
Is communism. Civilization is communism.
Yeah, you know how they put like a U in the word color, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, well, they don't use Z in that word.
Oh,
civilization.
Okay,
They use S. Well, what is he contributing other than making fun of ugly cam girls
and just misery, just spreading misery?
I mean, we like Dave, but
you keep saying that. To stop saying we.
It's just it's a pot and kettle thing.
Not we, you. So have you rented houses with like band members, or did you have roommates before? Have you
I've had roommates? Yes, I have rented. I have shared a home before with my brothers and my dad, back when I was real young, back when I was 18, 19, 20 years old.
It's kind of family. But I mean, have you ever done it with like not strangers, but friends?
I've rented an apartment a couple of times with friends. One was not a good experience. The other one was fantastic.
Okay. So to me, one of the things was when you rent with people, sometimes they're slobs. This guy here kind of takes the cake. He was in England.
Yes.
Thousands of empty beer cans piled on a sofa. A tenant from hell left behind rotten food, toilet overflowing with poop before taking off. Fred Gillum Webb, 29, from Hampshire, England, was not the hellish hoarder, but rather the man tasked with cleaning up the flat, basically served as the former tenant personal trash heap. This guy, it took him, you got it there? Okay. Look at that. Jesus, look at that.
Well, I put this in there and I said, it starts with one can, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, it has to. There had to have been a night where he was just down to beer and threw it that way and went, let me grab another. Like, how does that he moved out, and this is how it was. They found beer cans, they found food, they found poop. I don't know. They did you read anything? Because I don't know if they mentioned if it was a human waste or other.
Yeah, it's human waste.
Oh, nice.
The kitchen was full of food waste, and in the living room there was half-eaten kebabs, moldy loaves of bread all over the floor. There was bags full of cigarette butts, thousands of beer cans. The bathroom, though, was the worst of it. The toilet was piled high with toilet paper and feces. Never flushed it. It's my co-host from the gaslighting. Devin's room.
I don't see any deodorant back there or Monster or any of those like not beer, like the fruity beer drinks, the tall boys.
This one actually made me almost yak. It carefully piled up a 4-foot display of poop-stained toilet paper stood in the corner of the bathroom. He needed 10 bottles of bleach, 100 industrial-sized garbage bags to get the flat into a semblance of normal. A digger, I don't know what a digger is, was also needed to crush the mess so it could fit in the dumpster.
That's the mascot of the Colorado Rockies.
Digger. Yeah, it's the mascot of, Digger came over and crushed the whole mess. After 30 hours and 3 days, he managed to clean out the property. But I don't know if you can still get that smell out. He was also sick multiple times. The tenant might have had depression. He probably had a drinking problem based on the amount of cans. You need help sometimes, but you can't live like that. There's no excuse for it to be that bad. The landlord, who lost more than 12,000, is that euros or pounds? It's got the L. I think it's pounds.
Yeah, L is pounds.
Right. In a literal mess. Received a text from the former tenant saying, I might have left a big mess. I might have left a big mess. Holy shit.
Well, do they not recycle there? Is that not a thing?
Well, forget about recycling. Look at the cans. What? Look at that. Where there's like one spot. I mean, how do you live in that filth?
I don't know. I go into apartments and they weren't like this, but they'll have every kitchen cabinet all along the entire thing is just nothing but empty, liquor bottles. Like, why do you save liquor bottles? I noticed you had some on your table the other day. I'm not trying to hate, but they saved like every bottle of liquor they drank while they were in that apartment. And now when they move out, they don't take them. Obviously, they don't mean that much to them. But are you trying to brag? Are you trying to remind yourself every morning when you get up to go get a cup of coffee that you're an alcoholic? What are you doing?
Well, first of all, mine have alcohol. Mine have booze in them. I have Jack Daniels.
Oh, I couldn't tell.
Right. Devin said it was a pee bottle. It was not. But so forget about that. What about the roaches, the bugs, the rats, the mice? I mean, how can that not be part of this whole thing too? And what did the neighbors think?
They probably thought this was podcast Hitman.
I think podcast Hitman. I think probably smelled worse. I mean, don't get me wrong. Garbage smells horrible, but
yeah, well, they're vastly different smells from what I know because I have smelled death. Like I said, with the apartment thing. So yeah, I don't have a sharp nose. My nose is probably about half of what everybody else's is. And I know this because my brother used to work with me, and when we would walk into an apartment to paint it, he'd be like, "Oh man, smell! Let's open the windows." And I'm like, "No, the air conditioning's on." He's like, "No, I can't breathe in here." I'm like, "It's not bothering me at all. Like I hardly smell what he's smelling, but it's knocking him over."
Is he a smoker?
Yes.
Again, I don't understand.
He's a smoker, a drinker, snorter, whatever. Well, not so much anymore, but if it'll tear you up, it's going down his gullet. So
I wonder if this is borderline not a crime, in my opinion. In Michigan, a man hides cherry pie under woman's car tire to see them bend over.
You want me to share the article or the image?
Well, just share the image. But I mean, don't get me wrong. This guy's a creep. But is this a crime?
It's weird.
Let me get into the story, and then
go ahead.
We'll figure it out. On Tuesday, August 7th, a 43-year-old Kurt Michael Fulton was arrested after he allegedly hid cherry pies, VCH tapes, cassettes. Wait a minute, is this Brandon? No. And other various items underneath the parked cars of women drivers, so he could see them bend over and pick them up whilst he watched from a distance with binoculars. Is that a crime? Is that a crime to watch a woman bend over? Put something so a woman's got to bend over and pick it up.
Well, how long though before it turns into more than just watching from afar, though?
Okay, well, I understand. Well, then that's a crime. But right now, The guy just put something down by the door. Now, I'm not saying he's not stalking her or anything like that, but seems to be this was his entertainment.
I think Minority Report rules apply. I think something like this, you need to step in. I don't know what you could charge him with.
Well, hang on. Fulton would wait in his car whilst an unsuspecting female parked their car in the Target parking lot. The victim would exit their vehicle and enter the store. Well, apparently, if she was good looking enough, he would run over and place various items in front or behind the tires of the car. These included laptops, VHS tapes, McDonald's cherry pies. Oof.
Ooh, is this Brandon? No, that'd be cassettes, not VHS tapes.
Right. Fulton would run back to his car to gain a better advantage and would stalk the victims with the use of binoculars. The woman would then be forced to bend over to see what they've driven over after hearing a crunching or squishing sound. The sheriff commented that Fulton's behavior is very creepy. I agree. Unacceptable. I agree. But is it illegal? A 25-year-old woman called police after she discovered the laptop had been placed underneath the vehicle. He was arrested and charged with aggravated stalking with habitual offender second offense enhancement, as it was discovered that Fulton was arrested for the same crime in 2007 after being held in county jail with a bond of $80,000.
So now I need to rewrite the police song "Every Breath You Take" about this guy.
Really? How would it go?
Well, I don't know off the top of my head, but it would just be something to do with, every piece of cake.
Every piece of cake. I'll be watching you. Yeah. I get it. McDonald's.
Oh. I wanted there to be video of this, and I found an article that claimed to have video in it, but the video was, I don't know, it was in this article, but the video was of a woman giving birth in a McDonald's.
Yeah, it's not really the same thing here.
I wished I could have found that article, because I'd have put that up too, because I love people acting a fool in McDonald's.
Is McDonald's now the Walmart of fast food, where you go to find just the worst of the worst? So a South Carolina man had been arrested for allegedly giving a child a face tattoo. What and why? Why give a 12-year-old a face tattoo?
Yeah, we gotta whoops, that's the wrong hole.
Bob's running the show now too. We're both running the show. Brandon Prescia, 28, was charged with illegal tattooing and underage tattooing after police learned that a minor received a tattoo. The alleged incident happened at McDonald's. Authorities were tipped off that the man had tattooed a child's face in the restaurant after a customer filmed the incident and posted the video on social media. If you're videotaping it, call the police. They're videotaping it instead of stopping it.
I almost didn't want to put the article in there because I wanted to ask you guess his ethnicity. Play that game.
I got to tell you, you know who that looks like? That looks like Delvin Cox with a wig on.
It does, doesn't it?
It does look like Delvin Cox.
I don't think he would tattoo his kids anywhere. I think he loves his kids too much to do that.
No, I'm not saying Delvin would tattoo.
I know that. He does. Well, the glasses kind of help too.
The glasses and the beard. Yeah, kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
McDonald's.
And the fact that he's a black guy.
Yes, that would make a big difference.
Yeah, see me call that out, you racist piece of shit.
He would look like Delvin because Delvin is also a black guy. That's a big part of why they look the same.
So, I mean, what kind of charges are we going to get with this? He's 28 years old. Underage, illegal tattooing and underage tattooing. What? Should he have checked the...
What about
toddlers
adding to the delinquency of a minor? No. What would it be like? Just tattooing a face of a minor. I mean, that is horrible. I mean, what did he tattoo on the kid's face? I need to know. Where's this video?
I wanted there to be video so bad. I don't know. I mean, is it a gang? Did he give it a teardrop because it ate? What? Maybe it ate the Saweetie meal, and it was getting a little mark to kind of commemorate that. Maybe they got the Boomer Bob narcissist meal.
Here's the thing. I don't think I would even mind if the tattoo was on the kid's arm or back or something. The face tattoo. The face. I think it should be illegal to have your face tattooed, to be quite honest with you. There shouldn't be any face.
Getting a tattoo needs to be done in a very clean environment. And when I think clean environment, I think McDonald's. McDonald's had a statement. This was on Fox News, oddly enough. In our restaurants, nothing is more important to us than the safety and well-being of our customers and employees. The conduct reported is not in line with the values of our organization or in line with our expectations for how restaurants should be run.
Right. Take that shit out in the parking lot. Do your tattooing out in the parking lot, not inside the store.
They said that they're investigating it. Like, what is there to investigate? Is the cashier supposed to play security here and go, hey, no tattooing? Like what, how?
Yes.
I'm at a loss. Like, what did they expect the staff to do? Maybe the manager or something go over there. I don't know. I don't understand what why is McDonald's investigating this incident? It's not, there was no crime by any of their employees other than, I mean, I'm sure they called the cops or something, right? How else did this guy get busted?
Well, it was after the fact. Call the police if you see a tattoo, if you see a child being tattooed in the face in the store, call the police.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
Anywhere, even in a tattoo parlor. Find out if they have a legal right to be doing that.
I agree. I'll tell you what, you know how you see those chases? Usually it's in Los Angeles, the helicopters following the car and it's on a high-speed chase and it's for an hour. Is that me? Damn it. Brought the wrong thing up. I'm sorry.
Oh, that was the ATV guy, wasn't it?
Yeah, the ATV guy.
That guy was awesome.
So in Oklahoma, they get this white guy and they handcuff him, but they handcuff him with his hands in front of him. Somehow he gets loose. He finds an ATV and he leads police on a high-speed chase. Now his hands are cuffed together, so he can only steer with his right hand where the throttle is, and he's got his left and his right. So he's steering on one handlebar. And at least 18-minute chase that I've seen, this guy took him. I mean, it's amazing. This guy was one of the best ATV riders I've ever seen, doing 70 mile an hour all through Oklahoma, wherever they were chasing him. Cops chasing him. I don't know if most people couldn't do this with two hands on the.
And no helmet or any kind of a protective gear whatsoever. Zero shits given in this entire act.
No shirt, no nothing. So let me share my screen. And what I did was I have the end of it. So after 18 minutes, this guy's and it's from a helicopter. This guy's on a dirt road. He's got two cops behind him, and now they set up a roadblock.
Jones police. He got away.
There he is.
He's handcuffed in one hand, and he jumped into an ATV and took off.
You can see he's got both hands on the right.
Yeah, he's cuffed.
Does this belong to a business?
We're not.
Okay, there's a truck coming right up underneath me, headed right towards him.
Okay, we'll see what happens
That's what
here.
I kind of got over here. Yeah, there's a truck blocking the road, and another officer. He's going to block the road here and see what happens with this ATV. He may.
Oh, we didn't expect that. Did he?
And got him. He's in the water, and hopefully they can take him into custody here.
Yeah.
And look, he's exhausted. He's like, you know what? You got me. I'm done.
He's completely
He
handcuffed.
picked a nice mud hole.
Yeah.
Couldn't tell if that guy had a gun drawn or just a taser.
Good way to end it right there.
I'll tell you what. That's one hell of a driving.
If you tased him while he was wet, would that be even worse?
Sure did.
I don't know. Tasing, no matter what, is not good.
Yeah, but when you're all wet like that, I bet it's even worse. I bet it kind of adds to the pain.
It might. I'm not a big fan of being tased.
I didn't catch what he was initially pulled over for.
No, it's just the chase. And the thing that gets me is, I mean, he's running through streets, he's making U-turns, he's making lefts and rights and going through parking lots and all, trying to shake these cops with basically one hand on the steering wheel while his other hand's cuffed to it. It's just an amazing piece of driving. It's impressive as far as I'm concerned.
It was. Yeah, that guy was awesome. If he gets out, they should they should hire him to race those things or something.
Yeah.
He missed his calling. All they have to do is just cuff him and put him on a bike and say, race it.
Naomi Osaka, the tennis player that left, I think it's the French Open. Did she left or did she leave the British Open? I can't remember. In
French Open. French Open withdrawal. That sounds like something you do in a porno.
Oh, it might be. So she missed Wimbledon. She's 23 years old. And she's not a big fan of she's not a huge fan of the press conference afterwards. And I kind of understand this because basically the press conference afterwards is just to try to get them upset or ask them questions or make them incriminate themselves or tell them they're a piece of shit. And apparently she doesn't like this and she didn't want to do it. So they made her she withdrew from the French Open and now she's back and she just did another press conference and they are treating her with such kid gloves and she still got upset.
Well, this chick, a 4-time Grand Slam champion. I mean, that's impressive at age 23.
Right. And the thing is that I thought she handled this thing is way too long. She speaks real low. She takes a lot of time to think. You know, she's answering the questions. And even this question, she rambled on, like she kind of thought this out in real time. But at the end, she basically gets the guy's question right. So I did edit this down. Just
kind of like a podcaster.
Kind of, sort of. All right. So here's the guy asking the question. Well, she actually asked him to re-ask the question because she wanted to answer this. Whoops. Hang on, John. Maybe you should share it first. Oh, I am sharing it. I'm sorry.
You are sharing it. It's up here on the screen.
Here we go.
Especially in this format, you have suggested there are better ways to do it. We'd like to try to explore that. My question, I guess, was you also have outside interests beyond tennis that are served by having the platform that the media presents to you. My question is, how do you think you might be able to best balance the two?
I'm not really sure how to balance the two. Like, I'm figuring it out at the same time as you are, I would say.
All right. So now and that was a 3-minute answer, but the
Talk about low energy. Jesus.
I know. And the volumes is low. I got it up as loud as it can be. So I apologize for the audio quality.
This is almost as bad as our podcast.
That was the question. All right. And she did a good job. And then all of a sudden they're going to ask her some more questions. And then, you're in trouble. There you go. I'm looking up because I don't want to cry. I'm trying not to cry. Don't cry. Here comes the tears. You can see the welling up. Oh,
3,
no.
2, 1.
Boo-hoo.
How the training has been and how your preparation has been for the summer hard court swing. And the second one is just related to your tweet over the weekend, related to what's going on in Haiti. Just what your reaction is to the news there. Thank you. Sorry.
No, you're super good.
Is she Haitian or something? Why would they ask her about Haiti? Anything to do with that?
I don't know.
I think we're just going to take a quick break. We'll be back in one moment.
And then she leaves, but she does come back. But the thing that I see is and she has a good point. Why have these press conferences like right after a major loss or when your adrenaline's so high. I mean, it's basically to get her to cry. If she didn't cry and she just answered all these questions, we wouldn't be talking about this right now. And press conferences, to me, are just to basically berate the people that they're talking about. I mean, Philadelphia's the worst. Philadelphia sports media is the worst about asking questions. They've driven coaches out of here with their press conferences. And the bullshit that they say, the sports reporters will say is, well, we're doing it. We're asking the questions the fans want. No, you're not. You're trying to get some kind of soundbite to take it back and get a viral video where it goes and you can write a story. You're going to try to make the news in these press conferences. So what I would like to do, since we only got a couple minutes left.
We got more Abbott and Costello to do.
No.
Okay.
I would like to open up the press conference to the trolls in the chat room.
Oh, no.
If you have a question you would like us to ask.
Make us cry.
Yeah. Put up a question there. Everybody's typing right now. Throw a question up there that you would like us to answer in a press conference mode.
Oh, I thought you were going to bring them into the live stream.
I don't even know. I was going to throw a link into the Discord where they could come in and ask the question.
That wouldn't bother me. Just make sure that they're wearing, pants or, clothes and stuff, and they're not being weird. And
I wouldn't feed the trolls, but I don't know where they're at. So
it's before 10 p.m. So, well, it's not for him. It's actually after 10 p.m. for him. So yeah, might not be. He's like a gremlin.
Look, we're so amazing. There are no questions.
That's great. I've never watched a press conference like that. I mean, I catch a little bit of the, Nick Saban from Alabama, that kind of stuff, but it's always, I don't ever hear them ask him stuff. He's just like, so I think we played all right today, but there's definitely room for improvement. We got defense there in the third quarter, got a little loose, and but we got to work on it and tighten them up, and it's like you just beat a team 68-3, and you're talking about how your defense wasn't doing their job. Like, come on,
they did score 3 points. The coach of the New England Patriots. What's the coach of the New England Patriots name? Belichick is the worst. Like, he'll get up there and they'll answer questions and he'll just stare at them and not say anything.
Oh, he hates press conferences.
He hates them, but he does a great job of fending them off. Like,
it's always like they always have their unopened bottle of Coca-Cola, like right here in the camera, like boom. Like they always do that.
Well, I don't know. In Philadelphia, what they do is they once right before the coach comes up to do, they'll all run up and they'll put their phones and their recorders on the desk. So they get the audio from the coach, like they get the clear audio. And I'm like, well, Jesus Christ, why can't you just use the audio from the press conference? Oh, I knew we would get one.
Yep, there's a question.
All right, cool. This is for you, Bob. Why is Bob sensitive little bitch on this show, and John is Mr. Confidence? Bob, would you like to answer that?
I don't understand the question.
He's calling you.
I understand that part, but I don't get the reference. What's your point of reference? Why am I a sensitive little bitch?
Okay, so you don't understand the question.
See, this is why it's more interesting when they're in the room and they can respond.
All right, hang on one second. Hang on.
I can't answer the question because I don't have a point of reference.
All right.
Name a point in the show where I was a sensitive little bitch. Because I don't want to say the R word.
Maybe that's it. I might have to take
because I don't want to get kicked off because there's ways to say that word or these words without saying these words.
Okay. Here, what I'm going to do is in the Boomer chat, let's see. I'm going to go in the general chat. I'm going to put the link to the StreamYard. And Lord. I will bring them in so that they can ask the questions if someone pops in here. So the link is in the StreamYard chat in Discord. I mean, the StreamYard link is in the chat in Discord. And if you're in our Discord, you can pop in. If you have a question, we will answer the question. See if anybody wants to pop in. Because Dave is saying not answering the question is answering the question. So let's see if we can have Dave wants to enter the show, which I can't believe I'm actually having. But this is actually, I like this idea here. And if anybody else wants to use it too, if they're in our Discord, the Boomer Bunker Discord, and would like to answer or ask a question, we can do that.
Woman, back to the Naomi thing. So the woman, until they come in, so the woman, Naomi Osaka, she was being questioned by the media why she was basically being accused of using the media for her own benefit of some sort.
Okay, but isn't the media using her?
Well, everybody uses everybody when they're in that particular, business. I mean,
that's my point. In other words, the media uses her to get a story. If she wasn't such a good player, they wouldn't be asking her questions. So they're asking these questions to get stories so they have a job. And she uses the media to get her, to get more notoriety so that she can have deals with, Nike or whatever, headphones, whatever it is. And that's how she makes her money. And that's how people know about her. So again, the press think that they're the high and almighty fourth estate. And that, they get to ask all these questions. They get to be confrontational. And then if the person that's being asked the question gets confrontational back, then all of a sudden they're triggered, or they're as Dave says, a sensitive little bitch. Oh, here's Not a Troll. Not a Troll, do you have a question?
No.
All right. I think that's it.
Come on back in, Dave.
God damn it. I forgot he's got control. You don't have a question?
Is there nobody else?
I don't understand your point of reference. I mean, I can be like what'd you say, a sensitive little bitch.
Right.
Yeah, some things I am sensitive about, but I don't understand your point of, I'm not that way on everything. So I'd like a little bit of clarification there, bud.
Fascinating.
I have no idea what that meant. I guess, was that a reference to a show last week?
I don't know, but I didn't. Listen, I banned him. You can't bring him back on again.
You kicked him out. That's not nice.
Hey, he's not playing along. He's being his best troll. I'm not having any of it. All right. I think we've said it all. I think we've done it all. He's banned.
Well, I got to do a dad joke, homeboy.
All right, let's hear a dad joke.
Never talk to your wife when she's wearing one of those mud masks. She just gives you dirty looks.
And there we go. Too afraid? You're not saying anything. What am I too afraid of? Your silence? Jesus Christ. All right, Bob. Let's do this.
Now who's the little bitch? Huh?
Yeah, now who's the little bitch? You
I confronted you and you back down. Well,
that's right.
I kicked you out, but it is
you
what it
non-confronting little bitch. How dare you? All right. Why don't we go and do this again tomorrow, Bob?
What time you want to do it?
Why don't we do it 9:00 like we always do?
Well, let's make it 8 my time.
Okay. All right, let's do that. All right, everyone.
He's in Eastern.
If you're still hanging in here, we appreciate you, and we'll talk to you later.
Te amo.